you guys doing? I'm actually really blessed to be here. I am from Louisiana. A lot of people don't know this about me, but I'm a Katrina survivor, so it's like crazy that I'm even hearing it. I wasn't in the hurricane. I dated a girl named Katrina. She was a terrible person. Let me tell you about her. Right? Crazy, terrible. Almost ruined my life, okay? Ooh, it was horrible. She busted through my window, put a hose through my window, turned the hose on, okay? Then flooded my whole apartment. So when my other friends in New Orleans, like Katrina's destroyed my home, destroyed my life. I was like, you too? You too. I thought I was the only one. She needs to be put down. That's all I'm saying. I am from Louisiana. I'm from a part of Louisiana where people lean out of their Ford F-150 as I'm walking down the street and they're like, nagger! And I'm like, that is not how you say it. That's embarrassing. Someone needs to teach him racism. There's not a Y in that word. Oh, you're doing it wrong. I'm a little man. And like, this is the thing, I'm not the smallest person you've seen, but I'm just small enough that if I was yelling at my girlfriend in public, it wouldn't bother anybody. like usually when you see them, like, hey, calm down, is there a problem here, buddy? But for me, it's like, oh, he needs a nap. I know I'm not the only one that this is for, but like I have an incredibly white voice. Everyone tells me how white my voice is, and I didn't know how white it was until like really recently I came to terms with it. And this is how I know, guys. I phone interview very well. Guys, I crush phone interviews. I hurt feelings, okay? And my name is Josh Johnson, which is basically a resume template. So then I show up and they try not to act disappointed, but we all know what happened. I know you're feeling catfish right now. Let me start on Monday. If you're looking at me and you're like, this guy's been mugged, you'd be right. I'm very muggable. You need to know me. I don't know if other guys in the room do this. Help me out if you do. When you see a dude coming towards you that looks threatening, do you think in your head how you're gonna have to take him? Does that come across your mind? Because the way I can fight in my head is astounding. And the way I fight in real life, not so much. It's pretty terrible. So this dude was coming towards me. He looked threatening, was looking right at me, coming right at me. I thought in my head, oh, looks like we're going to Jason Bourne this. I'm going to jump up in the air, do 3 flips. I don't want to do 3, but we need to do what needs to be done. You know, bring my knee down his face, crack his skull, punch him in the face so he's incapacitated. That was my plan. This dude's plan was, I'm going to punch this guy in the face and take his wallet. So we met up. He had a much better plan than I did. His plan was on fire, execution, everything. Some of you guys don't know about me. If you punch me hard enough in the face, I pee. So we met up. He punched me in the face. I hit the ground, started peeing round Q. I don't disappoint, okay? Now he's trying to fit his huge muscular hand into my pocket to take my wallet, but his hand gets stuck because my pants fit. Go figure, I know. But now his hand is stuck in my pants, but he can see the pee stain getting bigger. And my pants are like, he's lifting me off the ground at this point. I weigh 125. Forget it! And he leaves. Guys, who needs karate? Am I right? I did get the cops called to my apartment. Last year I got the cops called to my apartment because my neighbor thought that I was beating my girlfriend. So I had to explain to the police, not only do I not have a girlfriend, but it's just me in here. Sounding crazy enough to be 2 people. And in my defense, I was losing a fight to a ceiling fan. Let me explain. We've been to the moon, and we use little pieces of glass to talk to other people on the other side of the world if we choose, but there's still no clear indication when to stop pulling the drawstring on a ceiling fan. Now I'm chilly. I was warm before, now I'm chilly. I like the ceiling fan stop because I'm chilly, okay? And it's just going... So the cops come, right? So the cops come, and they don't arrest me, but they feel real sorry for me. Because if you're yelling at an appliance, I'll kill you, you know why you're single, you know? Like, oh. I don't know, man. Like, have you guys ever had a day you knew it was gonna be bad as soon as you woke up, you knew it was gonna be a bad day? Like, as soon as a minute. This happened to me a while ago. I got up, got dressed for work. I got my foot and my head outside, okay? Just my foot and my head, and a bird shit on my head. This thing. Never been shown by a bird before, didn't know I handled it, didn't know what to do next. The bird shit hit my head, slid down my forehead, and the shit that went in between my fingers hit my shoes, so he got me good. Right, bird got me good. If this were a drive-by, I'd be dead. That's a head shot, a hand wound, foot shot, not going anywhere. And instead of using any sort of common sense at all, I just look up and the bird's not done. Okay? So now, stick with me. When a bird poop is coming right towards your eye, it looks exactly like you should have majored in something better in college so you have a better job so you can afford the rent at places that covered in trees and vines, okay? Because now, if I had a quarter for every time I changed my major to something that was still stupid, I'd have the $2.25 it takes to take the bus with bird shit on you, which is what it did. Because bird shit in my eye and I had to go. I was late when I left, I can't turn around. And we were sitting on the bus with bird shit on you, everybody knows. No one on that bus was like, I may have a sports fight with his friends. Things a whole lot. Everyone knew it was bird shit. A homeless dude moved a seat away from me. That's the sort of pariah I've become in a split second. And then this girl sitting across from me, thick neck bitch, all right? Sitting across from me, giving me the black woman with blonde hair, Wendy's, judging me like I'm not on my way to work. That's where I'm headed, man. You don't know me. You don't know my life, okay? But then we get to her stop. She gets up, she walks out, and I see that this bitch has Dorito dust on the back of her neck. Who the fuck are you to judge me when you got Dorito dust on the back? This was an accident. That's a lifestyle choice, bitch. Right? Because that means that when you eat Doritos, you either put your head in the fucking bag, okay? Or you eat Doritos like such a savage, you actually break a sweat up to wipe it off or you get the chance to suck your fingers judging me. Since we're judging each other, your new name is Dirtfoot, bitch, all right? Got Dorito dust on the back of your neck like you somebody's uncle or something. You scratch and sniff hobo, bitch. That's what Josh Johnson. Have a great night.
I always kind of mess up the story because it's so fuzzy because I was kind of young when it happened. I used to take karate when I was really pretty little, like still elementary age, everything like that. And I stopped going, right? Mm-hmm. And I've never been so vindicated in a situation of like just quitting something.
Right.
Because I can't remember why I stopped going. If I wanted to quit or my mom was like, you're still getting beat. I don't know what to tell you. Like I truly don't remember why I stopped. Yeah. Like, I don't think I loved it. I don't think I liked it as much as I would like to do it now. Yeah. So I think as a kid, you can only force a kid to do something for so long before it's like, they tried, you know? Mm-hmm. And I love the story so much, but it's got so many fuzzy pieces. So forgive me if I'm a little bad at telling it. There was a guy at my karate school named Spencer.
Okay.
That demanded we call him Sensei.
Okay. Already sounds like a great 80s villain. Like that sounds full on Cobra Kai.
Yeah. And I'm pretty sure people called him Spensei behind his back.
See, but that's actually a really good nickname too, is the thing.
Yeah. It would have really upset him, but yes, it is.
No, that's the thing. That's how I know he's not cool, because he wouldn't have enjoyed a legitimately good nickname.
Yeah, this dude is terrible. And so then there came a day where, you know how most karate schools have either a sort of open looking window or like a lot of glass or something? through the glass, this guy started watching us practice, right? Who seemed like homeless or something, seemed like a little, you know, nowhere to go sort of thing, like just kind of walking down the street.
Mhm.
And he was sort of watching us, and every once in a while he'd be like, yeah, 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 like almost like doing the moves with us. It was kind of
Okay.
cute, right?
Yeah.
And then this guy goes, don't worry, guys, I'll go get rid of him. And then even the other karate teacher was like, hey, you really don't have to like do it. He's not doing anything. He's not bothered by it. And he was like, I'll handle it. Okay.
Oof.
So then he goes outside and we can't hear what's happening because it's through the glass, but we can see from the motions that he's doing this like go away motion, like this shooing motion, everything. And the homeless guy has his hands up, like almost in defense, like I'm not doing anything, I'm not bothering anybody, what's your problem, sort of thing. Then this dude looks back at us in the karate school like it's about to go down, right? And he just nods at us and then takes a stance on this dude and then nods at us again. And so then you can see the homeless guy is like super offended. He's like, what did I do why would you start fighting? You know, everything.
Yeah.
And
when you were saying this dude, I thought you meant the homeless guy was squaring up.
No, the homeless guy is just like, what am I doing? What am I doing wrong?
Spence squares up. Okay.
Yeah,
gotcha.
I should keep saying his name. That's, like I said, be patient with me telling this story. Right. But then Spence squares up, is like it's about to go down. Homeless dude's like, what'd I do? And then Spence goes to throw like a midsection kick, you know, just like a standard kick.
Yeah.
Homeless dude catches the kick.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody was expecting that. Right. So now Spitze's eyes are big, our eyes are big, and the homeless dude looks down at the leg that he caught and then looks back up at Spitze like super offended, just like, you tried to kick me. And then he grabs him by his gi and just shakes him. Doesn't even punch him, just shakes him. Just shakes this grown man, just like shaking him hard, right?
Yeah.
And the only thing we heard from outside, we only heard two things. We heard Spitze go, "Wah!" because he's getting shaken so hard. Yeah. And then the dude threw him down. Oh, and so really? we heard him get shook, and we heard him plop as he hit the ground.
Oh wow.
He gets up because the homeless guy walks away now. He's mad. He gets back up, dusts himself off. He hilariously has one drop of blood from his nose to his gi, just one perfect drop. And then he walks back into class, goes to the middle of the mat and goes, okay, and just tries to go back to teaching.
I mean, I give him credit for that, though. I give him credit to just be like, I guess I gotta go back in and do class.
Because honestly, you don't deserve to teach karate now. Not just because you were willing to attack a stranger, but because, like, what? Well, yeah. What can you teach me that you shouldn't have already just done now? And you were in the wrong. You should have definitely won that fight.
The thing they always teach you, too, in those classes is only use it for self-defense, not for randomly assaulting people on the street.
Yeah.
So he did all of it wrong. And now it's like, all right, kids, let me show you how to get shook.
Now, and this is my thing, is if he had come back, I would have respected him more if he had rolled back up in the class and been like, now see what my mistake was.
Yeah, pretend like it was all yeah. Because again, now who can point out what I did wrong? And just try to do like, yes, all right. Very good, students. You passed the test.
Yeah. Who can point out what I did wrong? You actually should teach the class now. When I was little, there was a girl that I went to school with that for a period of about a month or two, I can't remember if it lasted a full 2 months, but she was stealing everybody's lunches. And I can't tell you how stressful it was to be trying to learn your times tables, learn your division, and wonder if your snack pack was going to be there when you got to lunch. It would stress me out. You have no
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
idea.
No,
And
I listen. No, I get it.
she loved lunch. This girl loved lunch. I can't describe it in any other way, because there was some instances of her almost getting caught, but it took so long to catch her because I don't know when she would have been. She must have been eating fast. She must have been eating slick. She must have been eating all the time, because for no one to be able to get a glimpse of her, because I went to like a school where all of the lunches were together. This wasn't like a school lunch in a cafeteria. This was
Right.
every little kid brings their lunchbox and puts their lunchbox in their cubby and everything.
Right. Are the cubbies in the classroom or are they in the hallway?
They're in the hallway.
Okay. I was going to
And
say, because if they're in the classroom, then holy shit. She's like lowering from the ceiling or something. She's doing
Mission
some
Impossible
hard,
style.
yeah, she's doing hardcore heist shit. But if they're in the hall, okay, that makes more sense.
So what really got me was there was a day where I overheard the teachers sort of trying to figure out who it was, because it had gotten to the point where some of the teachers' lunches had gotten eaten too. And there was one teacher that was like, "How? It was in my car."
There's a little girl out there with a coat hanger.
Just popping locks so that she could get in the back seat to get this dude's hot lunch. Dude, it was absolute insanity. And so I remember that there was one time that my snack pack was gone. There was another time my Capri Sun was. It would always be like either parts of your lunch, but if you had a really good lunch, the whole thing was gone.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And it got to the point where the teachers were like, some kid is clearly throwing people's lunches away out of spite or something. Like, maybe we should look at who's being bullied, because this is clearly some sort of revenge tactic, because no child could be eating this much.
Yeah, yeah. Or we got to do daily weigh-ins.
Yeah, it was insane. A daily weigh-in would have been good. It would have been nice to just have, because then you would catch the person red-handed, not just on the scale, but I imagine if there was actually a point where every child at that school had to check in, there would never have not been snack pack chocolate yogurt all over this person's hands.
Or who knows? This kid already seems to be like a master thief. Maybe they'd somehow always avoid the weigh-in.
It got to the point where I put a padlock on my lunchbox. And people think I'm lying, but it's no joke. Like, there was a little while there where
like
I had
a full one, or one of those like little luggage ones.
No, a little luggage one.
Because I would have loved it if it was like you had this little lunchbox with like a massive steel padlock on it.
I had a teacher get mad at me when I put the lock on my lunch, because she was like, "Listen, no one's gonna steal your lunch." And to me, it felt like the moment in a mob movie where the police are like, "We can protect you," and then the person who's already watched a bunch of mobsters die be like, "You can't protect yourself," you know?
Yeah.
That's essentially what I told her. I was like, "Hey, from what I heard, your lunch got stolen. So while we out here." Sort of telling people their lunches are gonna get taken. Where is your lunch, by the way? Did you lock your lunch away? Because if you hit lock on your car and left your lunch there, then we're doing the same thing, you know?
Yeah.
And so then I remember there was a day where I must have left because it was one of the luggage ones with a key, so it wasn't a combination one.
Yeah.
And that was a big mistake, because there was one day where I locked the thief and myself out of my lunch. I was just sitting in front of a lunch bag that I couldn't get in, just staring at it hungry, right? And it got to the point where kids were even talking about it for a little while, because they were like, "I just don't know. I'm so hungry." Because then there were times where they would let us play. This is like another problem with Louisiana heat. There would be times where if you got to school early, especially if you were in that, lower level of grades, you got to school early, you could play outside and then come in, and then you would do your schoolwork, and then there would be lunch, and then another recess, and then you would come in and finish your work for the day and then go home, right?
Right.
But on days where the summer wasn't quite over, like in August, September, or something like that, where you can still get some of that heat and the sun is, coming up a little bit earlier, you'd be so hot from playing in the morning, and then you would have lunch and then you would play again. So the kids that got their lunch stolen didn't want to go play again because they had no food in them. So they were like, I can't go out there. But then the teachers were like, this is our only peaceful time. This is the only time that we don't have screaming kids around. So like, at least stand outside for a second. Let me have a peaceful lunch. And so they finally caught her. And when they caught her, it felt, like when you see a magic trick, how it's done, you feel so silly for your eyes ever falling for it.
Mm-hmm.
When they caught this girl, it couldn't have made more sense. It really did. I'm telling you. I felt so dumb. I mean, I'm like 7 years old, but I'm still like, ooh, I felt so dumb because when they caught her,
she's dressed like the Hamburglar.
Look,
her first words were "robble, robble" when you.
Right? They caught her red-handed, and it was funny because she was trying to put it back real quick, but they was still chewing. So they were like, hey, I don't know. I think I'm gonna make up a fake name just to.
Yeah, no, you should.
So they were like, Sheila, what are you doing? And then Sheila was like, nothing. Nothing. Like, had a mouthful of food, and we're all sort of peeking. Not all of us, but a handful of us are peeking outside of the classroom door because this person's being caught, and we're like, oh, is this the. And they were like, Sheila, what are you doing? And she was like, nothing, just put my lunch back. And then pushing the lunchbox back, right? But then the lunchbox she was putting it back in was the lunchbox of the person it actually belonged to. So then she was like, so why is that in Sebastian's cubby if it's your lunch? Like the way that like adults trap you with logic when you're a kid. And I'll never forget, she goes, oh no, it's a mystery. Mouth full. It's a mystery.
We gotta get to the bottom of this.
It's we gotta get the cops involved. Do something. It was
Follow the money.
Insane.
This goes to the top.
Oh, you want to get Perry Mason, Columbo? Get somebody in here because this is what a delicious crime. I was cleaning leaves off of this guy's roof. Like, I didn't even know this guy, right? And I was cleaning leaves off his roof for a friend who had like, hey, you need some extra money? Do you want to do this thing, right? So it's like a friend of a friend.
Is this in Louisiana? Or?
This is in Louisiana, yeah.
Okay. And
so cleaning the like leaves out of the gutters and just the debris off the roof and branches and stuff. And while I'm there, I slip and I fall off the roof, right?
Jeez.
And I fall off the roof. And luckily, this is one of those like novelty houses where the roof is like way too slanted and way too long. So it's not actually that, like, I'm still scared because I'm falling, but it's not actually that high of a drop, right?
Right.
So when I fall, I like land on a bunch of flowers, like this flower bed, and I could tell the flowers were special when I landed in them. Like I knew as soon as my back hit those flowers, I was like, these were grown especially by someone whose hobby this is, because they look too nice to just be something naturally occurring. And I got out of the like flower bed and was just freaking out, trying to figure out how to both like get back on the roof, because I don't know why, but the dude like took the ladder with him. So I climbed up there.
He got you up there and then he left with it?
He got me up there and then he left with it because I guess he needed it for something else. He only had one ladder. And so I didn't know how I was gonna get back on the roof, and then I also didn't know how I was gonna make this like flower bed situation better.
Mm-hmm.
And so then I saw what's the one? Is it still a garden hoe, the little handheld one with the three spikes?
Uh, I don't know if that's called a garden hoe. I'm not sure what that's called. A
But
claw.
basically, yeah, I basically I grabbed one of the gardening tools that was like still laid out in the yard, and I just started digging these like tiny little holes and then putting my hand in the hole and just trying as hard as possible to make it look like a paw print. Cause I was like, if I can make enough paw prints now,
Trying to convince them some sort of vermin destroyed the
so then I was like, I was like,
Sorry. Keep going. I'm sorry.
I started like poking all these holes and then like getting my hand in the hole, trying to like mold the hole to look like a paw print, and
Yeah.
then I did like maybe like nine of them. Like honestly, in the time that I did this, I really could have cleaned the roof, right? But I had to
That's
like,
what I was just thinking of just like you spent way more time with your fake meerkat colony than you did with your
yeah,
actual job.
cause then I was like so freaked out that this is like a freelance job and I've done more damage, like I've done more harm than good, that maybe they wouldn't pay me. So I was like, I need to
Mm-hmm.
come up with something to where they're like, this wasn't his fault or he couldn't have, you know, whatever, right? So
Right.
then I'm making the paw prints. I finally make what I think is enough, leading from a little bushy area to the bed that I like fell in. Then I have to figure out how to get back up on the roof. So then I try a cartoonish amount of things. I actually try to like, I don't know why I thought I had this balance. So you know the spade
Mm-hmm.
that you'll dig with.
Yeah.
There was another one of the like both mostly all the garden tools were like actually laid out, and so I grabbed the spade. I hit the spade into the ground at like the sharpest angle that I could, and then I tried to climb it up to the roof.
Oh,
So
was it was
like
like a full like long handle one,
it was a full log handle.
and you tried to
And
fucking
so
just Buster Keaton up it, like just
yeah,
like hoist yourself on a
100%.
stick.
And so I tried to like get myself to the top of it, and I got myself to the top one time and looked like a cat just like trying to balance on the top of this like garden hoe. I mean,
Going
I'm
back and
calling
forth.
everything a garden hoe. I'm sure
Yeah.
it wasn't a garden hoe, but at the top of the spade before I would fall and fall and fall.
Mm-hmm.
And so then I freaked out again because I was like, all right, I've done all this damage with the spade. I've done all this damage with the paw prints. And if I can't get back up on the roof, I'm not going to be able to convince them of like any sort of story, right? And so finally, I'm trying to remember how it happened. I basically like grabbed the fence and then got to the top of the like tried to like angle myself on the top of the fence with some balance and then jump from the fence to the lip of the roof, right? And I
Mm-hmm.
tried this like three times and I hurt myself every single time. Like I was more bloodied every single time um than the last time. And so finally I get up. I'm already like wiggling, but I just bend my knees and jump as far as I can and grab the gutter. And when I grab the gutter, I hear a little pop because my weight is like too much for the gutter.
Yeah,
And so I hear
gutters are
this,
real flimsy.
yeah. So I hear this pop and I'm like, I need to start grabbing like roof immediately. And so then I grab a little piece of roof and the little tile of roof that I grab starts slipping. And so I'm just like in an Acme cartoon, grabbing for dear life for anything they'll actually hold. And then I finally grab some like sturdy tile and start like making my way up. Like luckily I was still working out a lot when I lived in Louisiana, like while I was like still in college stuff. So I had been doing enough pull-ups that I could get myself at least stomach level up the roof, and then just start kicking my way up, right? So then I like kick my way up. I'm back on the roof, and I have to start doing the leaves and the branches and all the like gutter stuff all over again, right? I finish that, and then I finished that, and then the guy gets back, and the guy gets back like almost perfectly around the time that I'm finished, right? And so I was like, I still haven't fully formulated how to sell my story in my own head. Because I've been thinking about it the whole time I've been doing leaves, I've been thinking about like, how am I going to convince this person that whatever happened, right?
What happened here wasn't a cartoon catastrophe.
Yeah. So then
Joshy's Big Adventure. Like I just like, like just that title screen of you with a hoe and a destroyed garden.
But basically, the guy rolls up and I'm done. And in my mind, the best thing to do was to fall off the roof again. And so I went to the lip where the loose tile was, and I made like a very audible, like, whoa, 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 whoa.
Oh no.
And then I kicked the tile off of that lip where the gutter popped and the tile was slipping. And then I like try to land on my feet, but land like right on my butt. It couldn't have. The only way it could have gone horribly is if I had landed on my collarbone or something. But I fall. Runs.
No, there's multiple ways for it to have gone poorly. You were purposely falling off of a roof.
But I'm just saying for the angle that I chose, because he still couldn't see me whenever I did this. Like he was still at the front of the house, and I'm towards the back, right?
So just walk me through again. Why, in your mind, was the right decision to fall off the roof? Why did you think like, oh, this'll cover it? This'll solve the situation. If I throw myself, it comes back. Okay,
it's gonna make sense in a minute.
Okay.
So then. Okay. So then I fall, right? He hears me yell and fall. So he runs down the side of the house to me laying on the ground, right? Yeah. And I had to like extra sell it. Like I Family Guy, like try to put one of my legs behind my body, like really look like something might be busted, right? And then he was like, oh my gosh, are you okay? Like, oh, I never should have taken the ladder, like all this apologetic stuff, right? And I'm like, I'm okay. I just feel so bad about that. I mean, I don't even know what it was like, and I'm trying to get him to say it in case there's anything he's been dealing with. Like, is there like a dog or something you guys have been dealing with? Because this animal, I was finishing up, right? And this animal runs over and is just like bounding around in your yard. And then I was trying to throw something at it to get it to stop, and that's when I fell, right? So that way he would connect me falling with my story, right?
Right.
And then he was like, it worked out perfectly because he was like, that damn fat cat. He's like, there's an obese cat in the neighborhood that nobody wants to claim, but it's been wreaking havoc for months. And I was like, oh, that must have been what it was. I didn't get a good look at it, but I was trying to throw a stick at it or something to get it out of those beautiful flowers. And he hadn't even noticed the flowers until I said that. And he looked over at the flowers and he lost it. He was like, my wife's going to kill me. And I was like, I was correct in trying to make up a story because I've never even met the wife or anything, but I know that these flowers are just as important as I felt like they were when they were in my back.
Well, you definitely got that cat killed though. You put a target on that cat's head.
I mean, maybe, but like no one knows when the cat comes and goes. It's one of the fittest obese like street cats is how he described it. Because he's like, it's fat, but it's still fast.
Well, yeah. That's
so ideally, nobody would, come after it.
I mean, I commend you, like the leaps of logic that you took to be like, I know how to cover this. I never would have thought, like, I don't know, I'll dig holes. How old were you? So you were in college at this point.
Yeah, I'm like 20. I'm like 21.
You're way too old to have this fucking Rugrats adventure. No, I think, the cat did it.
I'm a little man, and like this thing, I'm not the smallest person you've seen, but I'm just small enough that if I was yelling at my girlfriend in public, it wouldn't bother anybody. Like usually when you see them, you're like, hey, calm down, is there a problem here, buddy? But for me, it's like, oh, he needs a nap. I know I'm not the only one that this is for, but like I have an incredibly white voice. Everyone tells me how white my voice is, and I didn't know how white it was until like really recently I came to terms with it. And this is how I know, guys. I phone interview very well. Guys, I crush phone interviews. I hurt feelings, okay? And my name is Josh Johnson, which is basically a resume template. So then I show up and they try not to act disappointed, but we all know what happened. I know you're feeling catfish right now. Let me start on Monday. If you're looking at me and you're like, this guy's been mugged, you'd be right. I'm very muggable. You need to know me. I don't know if other guys in the room do this. Help me out if you do. When you see a dude coming towards you that looks threatening, do you think in your head how you're gonna have to take him? Does that come across your mind? Because the way I can fight in my head is astounding. And the way I fight in real life, not so much. It's pretty terrible. So this dude was coming towards me. He looked threatening, was looking right at me, coming right at me. I thought in my head, oh, looks like we're going to have to Jason Bourne this. I'm going to jump up in the air, do 3 flips. I don't want to do 3, but we need to do what needs to be done. You know, bring my knee down his face, crack his skull, punch him in the face so he's incapacitated. That was my plan. This dude's plan was, I'm going to punch this guy in the face and take his wallet. So we met up. He had a much better plan than I did. His plan was on fire, execution, everything. Some of you guys don't know about me. If you punch me hard enough in the face, I pee. So we met up. He punched me in the face. I hit the ground, started peeing round Q. I don't disappoint, okay? Now he's trying to fit his huge muscular hand into my pocket to take my wallet, but his hand gets stuck because my pants fit. Go figure, I know. But now his hand is stuck in my pants, but he can see the pee stain getting bigger. And my pants are like, he's lifting me off the ground at this point. I weigh 125. Forget it! And he leaves. Guys, who needs karate? Am I right? I did get the cops called to my apartment. Last year I got the cops called to my apartment because my neighbor thought that I was beating my girlfriend. So I had to explain to the police, not only do I not have a girlfriend, but it's just me in here. Sounding crazy enough to be 2 people. And in my defense, I was losing a fight to a ceiling fan. Let me explain. We've been to the moon, and we use little pieces of glass to talk to other people on the other side of the world if we choose, but there's still no clear indication when to stop pulling the drawstring on a ceiling fan. Now I'm chilly. I was warm before, now I'm chilly. I like the ceiling fan stop because I'm chilly, okay? And it's just going... So the cops come, right? So the cops come, and they don't arrest me, but they feel real sorry for me. Guys, I went on my first date of the year. I was very excited for this date. Beautiful girl, okay? Sat across, I couldn't believe she was there. I wanted to compliment my date as we left the restaurant. So then we left, and I was looking at her, I was like, your forehead and chin look really beautiful under the orange glow of the street lamps. And she said, are you gonna kill me? Okay, you're gonna kill me. All right, cool. And I tried to explain to her, I don't think I'm about straight to kill anyone, all right? Which is not what you should lead in with, because make it sound like you would kill her if you could kill her, you know what I mean? Like, oh my God, you're so beautiful. I wish my hands were stronger. That's not gonna bring anybody home with you, all right? Like, I'm actually very blessed to be here. I'm very lucky to be here. I am in Chicago, but I'm originally from Louisiana. And a lot of people don't know this about me, but I'm a Katrina survivor. It's kind of hard for me to talk about. I wasn't in the hurricane. I dated a girl named Katrina. She was a terrible person, all right? She almost ruined my entire life. No, let me tell you about her, okay? Busted through my window, put a hose in my window, turned the hose on, crazy ass, all right? Turned the hose on, flooded my whole apartment. So when my other friends in New Orleans were like, Katrina's destroyed my home, destroyed my life, I was like, you too? You too. Because she's out of control. She needs to be put down, okay? All right? I don't know if I look like someone that has been broken up with via text message, but I have, all right? I was sitting on a toilet the other day, got a breakup text that said, I don't love you, I don't think I ever loved you, I don't think I can ever love you, we're done, I don't want to be with you anymore. And that messed up my whole day, because not only do I not have a girlfriend, but a complete stranger just broke up with me. That was a wrong number, all right? So now I text her back, baby, we can make this work, all right? Like, let's meet up, all right? I love you, maybe. You know? I've always wanted to be good at sports ever since I was little, want to be really good at sports, impress my friends, but I am such a theater bitch that one time I was talking about football and forgot the word quarterback. And so I was like, oh, he plays the lead. He's not one of the understudies on the bench. He's the star. He's the best one. The first time I threw a football, everyone knew I didn't have a dad, all right? That's why I started athletic ability, okay? I'm not actually killing it, all right? I only played football once. It was in Little League. I was 10 years old, okay? And so they made me a lineman, which jerk move. Wow, okay? Always been frail, ever since I was a baby, all right? Made me a lineman. I didn't know the rules of football, so I didn't know that everybody got hit no matter what, okay? I thought since I had the ball, that meant I was safe. Why not, okay? I'm not the one trying to win sports right now. They made me a lineman. This is not the part that I want. This isn't the part that I auditioned for, okay? I would have loved to roll a team manager or something backstage. I missed a week full of rehearsals. I really don't even know how to play this game. And of course, the kid across from me is the nigga from the Green Mile, so he's the biggest black person that I've ever seen in my whole life, all right? So then they blow the whistle, and he hit me so goddamn hard that there was a divot in the ground. My shoulder went in. I got up. I didn't even tell anybody that I quit. I started walking off the field. I started walking off, took off my football costume, because that's what I called it. Started walking on the field. I was done. I didn't want to play anymore, okay? I didn't want to play anymore at all. But then the director runs up and starts giving me a speech about being a quitter. I was like, obviously you didn't see what just happened, all right? I might be 10 on my right side for the rest of my life. I don't know how growing up works, okay? Then they make this big kid come up and apologize to me, which he shouldn't have to do. It's not his fault. I should be auditioning for Othello or something. And so then he walks me down, I'll never forget his voice. He goes, oh, I'm sorry. Oh, wow, that's interesting. We're all 10 here, sir. Why the fuck are you 32? I didn't even make it to intermission. There was no way I was getting through 4 acts of that game, you know? I don't have it together like that. I got invited to a party, which if you know me, that's a surprise, all right? I'm a bit of a bummer in person, okay? So I got invited to this party, didn't know there'd be hard drugs at this party. I don't really care about hard drugs, all right? That's not my, live your life, do whatever you want to do, okay? But someone offered me heroin. Right? Like, this thing. Everybody understands weed. A lot of people do like cocaine, but no one doing heroin has a 5-year plan, all right? That's no one you need to be associating yourself with. If you do heroin, you either play the guitar really well or you just got a lot of feelings. I don't know what to say about you. So he offered me the heroin, and I didn't want to not seem cool, but I didn't want to take the heroin, okay?
And so he passed it to me in the needle, and I was like, oh, no thanks, I am stuffed. I could not have any more heroin today. I am tapped out. Oh my God. I'm not joking, I am from Louisiana, and like, I'm from the center of Louisiana. I'm from a part of Louisiana where I'm walking down the street and people lean out of their Ford F-150 and they're like, nagger! And I'm like, that is not how you say it. That's not how you say it. Someone needs to teach you there's not a Y in that word. You're doing racism wrong, sir, all right? I shouldn't have to teach you. That's counterproductive, okay? It's embarrassing. If you're looking up at me and you're like, this guy's been mugged, you be right. I have been mugged. I'm very muggable, okay? And this thing, I don't know if other guys in the room do this. Help me out if you do. If a guy's coming towards you and he looks threatening, do you think in your head how you're going to have to take him? Like, does that cross your mind? Okay, thank you. Somebody said something, all right? Leaving me hanging. This is the thing. Saw a guy coming towards me, look threatening, and in my head, the way I can fight in my head is astounding, all right? The way I fight in real life, not so much, okay? So this guy coming towards me, looked threatening, I was like, oh. Looks like we're going to have to Jason Bourne this. I'm going to jump in the air, do 3 flips. I don't want to do 3, but we need to do what needs to be done, okay? Bring my knee down on his face, crack his skull, punch him in the face so he's incapacitated. That was my plan, all right? His plan was, I'm going to punch this guy in the face and take his wallet, all right? We met up. He had a much better plan than I did. His plan was on fire, execution, everything, okay? Some of you guys don't know about me. If you punch me hard enough in the face, I pee. So we meet up, he punched me in the face, I hit the ground, start peeing around Q, I don't disappoint, okay? So now he's trying to fit his huge muscular hand into my pocket to take my wallet, but his hand gets stuck because my pants fit. Go figure, I know, alright? But now his hand is stuck around my pants, but he can see the pee stain getting bigger on my pants, so he's like, he's lifting me off the ground at this point, I weigh 125. And he leaves. Guys, who needs karate? Am I right? Am I right there? Like, I'll leave you guys with this. Let me just wrap it up. I'll leave you guys with this. I'll finish with this. This is important. I recently, before I came here, got the cops called on me. All right? I got the cops called on me because my neighbor thought that I was killing my girlfriend. So when the cops got there, I had to explain to the police, not only do I not have a girlfriend, but it's just me in here.
If you're looking up at me and you're like, this guy's been mugged, you be right. I have been mugged. I am very muggable. And here's the thing. I don't know if other guys in the room do this. Guys, when you see a dude walking towards you on the street that looks threatening, do you think in your head how you're gonna have to take him? You know? Because that's what I do, okay? And the way I can fight in my head is astounding, all right? And the way I fight in real life, not so much, all right? So I saw a guy coming towards me, he looked threatening, and he looked like he was coming right to me, so in my head I was like, ugh, looks like we're gonna have to Jason Bourne this. I'm gonna jump in the air, do 3 flips, don't want to do 3, but we need to do what needs to be done, all right? Bring my knee down on his head, crack his skull, punch him in the face till he's incapacitated. That was my plan, all right? This guy's plan was, I'm gonna punch this guy in the face and take his wallet. We met up and he had a much better plan than I did. His plan was on fire, execution, everything, all right? Something that you guys don't know about me, if you punch me hard enough in the face, I pee. So he walked up, punched me in the face, I hit the ground, started peeing around Q, I don't disappoint, okay? It's not my style, all right? And so then he's trying to fit his huge muscular hand into my pants to take my wallet, but his hand gets stuck because my pants fit, go figure, I know. But now his hand is stuck in there, and he's like trying to get it out, but he can see the pee stain getting bigger on my pants, he's trying to go up. So he's like, he's lifting me off the ground at this point, I don't weigh much, I'm 125. Forget it, and he leaves. Guys, who needs karate? Am I right? I know I'm losing my mind, though. I know I'm crazy. I know I'm out of my mind.
I got the cops called to my apartment for the first time ever in life because my neighbor thought that I was killing my girlfriend. So I had to explain to the police, not only do I not have a girlfriend, but it's just me in here. Sounding crazy enough to be two people. And in my defense, I was losing a fight to a ceiling fan, alright? Let me explain. We've been to the moon, okay? And we use little pieces of glass to talk to people in China if we choose. But there is still no clear indication when to stop pulling the drawstring on a ceiling fan, alright? There's not. You don't know when. And so I'm chilly now. I was warm before, now I'm chilly. I'd like the ceiling fan to stop because I'm chilly, alright? And it's just going... So the cops come, and they don't arrest me, but they feel real sorry for me. Because if you're yelling at an appliance, I'll kill you. You know why you're single.
When I first moved to New York, I had a date, and I went on this date, once again, not fully hungry, you know, had a little nibble at home.
Gotta.
I get there, and date's going fine, you know, like we're having a decent time. But then she goes to the bathroom, and I get a call from Chase, and Chase
I remember this.
is giving me like a fraud alert, and they're like, hey, are you in Arizona right now purchasing some, I can't remember what it was, but it was like skiing equipment in Arizona. It was like something that didn't make any sense.
Yeah, a place where there are no mountains. They were.
Yeah. And so then I was like, no, I'm actually in New York. And they were like, oh, well, it looks like your credit card has been stolen or your number was compromised or something. So we're gonna have to cancel the card and we'll issue you another one. And I was like, actually, I am on a date right now. Could you please just let them steal a little bit longer?
Yeah.
Until at least for the next like hour and a half.
Or at least can you wait till my date gets back to the table and you can talk to her?
Yeah, so she knows I'm not a deadbeat.
Because imagine getting back to the table and then the guy being like, man, my bank just called me. And turns out they had to cancel my cards because of a fraud alert. Like, imagine, like, any woman listening to this right now, imagine that situation and what your thought would be of being like, this motherfucker.
So I'm like, please just look, you can't cancel the card yet. All right, the date is at least going fine. You know, I don't know if there's a future here, but please just don't ruin this for me. All right? I'm new in town. I don't have a lot of friends. Okay, I left everything behind in Chicago. I was just giving this one my life story. I left everything behind in Chicago, and I am sleeping on a floor. All right. Please don't cancel this card, okay? And she was like, well, now that you've said that you're not there, I can't let fraudulent charge. And I'm like, ma'am, please. And so then, so now I'm actually scared I'm going to cry. Why? And then my date will come back out of the bathroom seeing me cry. And she'll ask what's wrong, and I'll be like, I'm on the phone with Chase. And she'll be like, who is Chase? Your ex or something? Why are you so emotional? Like, no, there's a fraud alert in Arizona with some ski equipment. Oh,
I just want to pay for the dinner.
It's only $15. Because the place was cheap too. I remember.
Yeah. So you got to wrap the call, be on your phone. And she's like, what are you up to? You're just like, I'm just looking for Groupons.
Yeah. Oh, man. That was so bad. And then, I mean.
I remember you calling me after that happened.
Yeah. She ended up, I think I really just jarred her enough where she was like, look, I won't do it right away, but I have to do it today. And I'm like, thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you, Brenda. You don't know what you've done for me.
Was this like one of your first like dates when you moved to New York? Wasn't it like one of the first that you?
Yeah. Oh, it was bad.
Welcome to the jungle, bitch.
I saw this old guy when I was on a walk, and he was seemingly sort of minding his own business. But then another old man walked up and grabbed his shoulder and whipped him around. So he grabbed him by the back of his shoulder and whipped him around. And the guy was like, do you think you'll get away with this? Which is already like, okay, I'm in. Like,
it's so intriguing. It could be anything.
I was on a free walk and now I'm watching a free movie. And and so the guy was like, I'll do what I want when I want. It's my life. And so now I'm like, is this other old guy your dad? Or what are you guys going through now that those are the two sentences you say to each other, right?
Yeah, is this just some weird Shakespeare in the Park shit? Like what?
Yeah. Because they're not being quiet, but they're not screaming at each other. Like if I wasn't passing them closely,
they're projecting.
Yeah, if I wasn't passing them closely, I would have heard them. And the other guy was like, you think, you know what? You think you can do anything you want, and I'm going to do you a favor, which is a saying I've heard a lot by black people. I'm going to do you a favor, and I'm going to whoop your ass. And that's the guy who grabbed him, right? So now the guy who got grabbed, who whipped around, who was like, it's my life, I'll do what I want, everything. Still no explanation what was really happening or how they got into this fight.
Right.
This dude leans his leg a little bit to the right and pops his shoe off. And that's why I see he's got a prosthetic leg. And so then he pops the shoe off. I can see the prosthetic leg. And I'm not that close, but it looks wooden. It doesn't look like some like up to date tech or anything state of the art. Looks like a wooden leg that he has. Okay. And he plants the peg behind him and takes a stance, as much of a stance as he can take, and just goes, well, come on.
Oh, that's awesome.
And then the other guy goes in to hit him, and truly, like, of movie proportions, this dude whips his peg leg around and pretty much question mark kicks this dude in the head. If you've never seen a question mark kick, it's when someone makes it look like they're going to kick you in the midsection, and then at the last second, their leg goes a little bit higher and it kicks you in like the upper body or the neck or the head or something. And so this dude knocked this other dude out with his peg leg. And then went and got his shoe and then just walked into the night. And so a part of me was like, hey, should I maybe like get involved? Like, you know, if it were going to be a fight, but it ended so quickly that I was just a spectator.
Right. Well, and then also part of you wants to follow the guy with the prosthetic leg and be like, hey, tell me your life story.
Yeah.
Tell me everything about you, you amazing piece of human.
The real Miyagi, you know?
That's amazing.
And so then whoever was with this dude came and ran and picked him up and everything and like like got him up and they walked away. But I was also like, where were your friends during this fight? Did they know that was going to happen to you? Because they ran up they ran up to clean you up as soon as you fell. So they must have also been somewhere watching this fight.
Yeah, maybe like the moment before was him being like, I'm going to kick that guy's ass. And they're like, dude, don't. Dude, don't try it. We know who that is. He's like, no, I'm going to do it.
No.
That's why they just, because you ever seen people do that where they're just like, don't do it. Okie doke. And then you just got to let your friend get knocked out sometimes.